Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 5 of BA120. This class has gone by really quick. I'm hoping that you've all enjoyed it, and I want to start off the class by thanking everybody for their participation. I thought we've had some really good discussions, and I've seen some really good homework, but it is the last week, so that means we are down to crunch time. So I want to strongly encourage all of you to get in everything that you can. If it's late, still please get it in, and I will get it graded. Every point is going to help. Be sure to get your discussion post done on time. Be sure to try to get this week's homework has to be in on time, but be sure to get in any homework in the past. Again, like I said, every point is going to help. So this week is going to be pretty similar to what we've done in the past, so we'll go over what we've got to do. I'm on the home page. Hopefully everybody likes the new Canvas interface. It's got some pros and cons about it, but I'm getting used to it, and I'm starting to like a lot of it. So, Module 5. So as it says right here, you will see it is due Friday night instead of Sunday. So class ends Friday. So that means your initial discussion post still needs to be done by Wednesday, and 2 responses need to be done by Friday. If it's turned in at 12:01, I'm on Friday night, so technically Saturday morning, I'm sorry, I cannot accept it. It has to be in on time. So please make sure to get it in on time. That is a hard and fast rule from the school that we have to follow. So you'll have your discussion questions this week, and then after that you will have this video, which you're obviously watching right now, that you'll have to watch and then post a response on. And it seems like everybody's liked these videos since this is the last week. If you have any feedback, besides talking about this, if you want to throw in a sentence or two about feedback for the videos, that would be great. I would appreciate that. We're always trying to improve, so if there's something we could tweak or change up, by all means, let us know. This week there should be some course evaluations, so watch for those to come. You'll have to get those and take those as well. That's good feedback not only for me, but also if you don't like something about Canvas or the way that the class is structured, the way that the school has it set up, they would love to have feedback to try to make this better for future classes. So anything you've got, that would be great. So we've talked a little bit about the discussions. We've talked a little bit about the video that you'll have to watch and respond to. This week there's only one assignment. However, it is kind of a big assignment, but it's just basically a math assignment. There's no debits, there's no credits. It's just entering things and making sure that things work out. And that is your final project. So let's click on the final project here and download the template and get going on it. And I will give you some tips on it. As I mentioned, there's not really a lot of accounting like we've done in the past per se. There's no inventory. There's no, as far as LIFO, FIFO calculations like that, there's no debits, there's no credits. There are some calculations you're going to have to do, but I think it's something that you'll probably really enjoy. So we are doing problem 13.2a, which is preparing financial statements. I think this is something that'll be really useful. Even as you're moving forward throughout your career, and you're going to think, oh, how am I ever going to use accounting? I'm going into just, the business side or the management side. I'm never going to be one of the accountants. That may be true, but you will probably use financial statements. So knowing how financial statements are prepared and just understanding the basics is key for basically any job. You'd be surprised how much people use financial statements. I go out on audits all the time, and I'm talking with presidents or vice presidents or just other people in the company that aren't the accountants, and like, well, we'll have to look on the financial statements for that. So financial statements are really useful. So let's dig into it. We are doing problem 13.2a, like I said, and if you want to follow along with me, we are on page 467 in the book. So right here we are at good to go auto products. So on the next page they have some information which we'll use to do the homework, but let's look at the instructions here a little bit. So you need to prepare a classified income statement for year-end December 13th, 2016. The second one is you need to prepare a statement of owner's equity for the same period of time. No additional investments were made during the period. That will be key. You need to remember that. Oh, and just to jump back up to one that talks about the expense accounts. You have warehouse, selling, and G&A, or general and administrative. And then last but not least is a balance sheet. So you have to prepare these kind of in an order because income statements build on each other. Your balance sheet is what you want to balance at the end of the year. So there's a clue on here too that the mortgage and long-term notes extend for more than 1 year. So they weren't all taken out in that year. So we're here on the template. Right here, you're going. The hardest part of this assignment probably would be building the income statement, which you can see is right here. The statement of owner's equity, which is right here in the balance sheet. So to help you out, we've given you these templates and kind of shown you where things should go, which I think will really help you out. Because we want you to understand this. If we just sent you out there and said, hey, do some financial statements, it would be easy to get lost. Honestly, it would take, even if it was me, it would take me a little bit of time to go through and create all this, and I am an accountant on a daily basis. So where you're just getting into accounting, I think this will really help you to say, oh, this is what goes in the income statement. This is the owner's equity. This is the balance sheet. I think that that'll help you out quite a bit. At least we're hoping it will. And so this is similar to previous week's homework. If it's in yellow, you can see right here, we've got a formula for you to try to help you out. This, so is going to add this right here. And if you're ever wondering, just kind of a tip this week, what a formula looks at, if you click in the cell, so if you're right here, it's not going to do anything, but you click in that cell and you hit F2, you can see how it popped up and it outlined that in blue. That means it's going to sum cells F81 through 83. So for example, if you hit it right here, it's going to sum everything right there that's highlighted in blue. So that just kind of might help you out as you're going through this to say, what numbers are those adding up? But let's go to the top here. So you're going to start out with revenue. With your income statement is you want to know if you made any money for the year. So you're going to start out with sales. So on page 468, you can see they're going to have debits and credit balances for everything. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to go through here and figure out kind of where everything goes. We've already got a lot of that labeled for you here. So for sales, right here on row 9, and you're going to go over your sales. If you look about halfway down in the right-hand column in the credits, you'll see $1,110,300. So that's what your sales are. So I'm going to go through and I'm just going to help you figure out a little bit, or give you a couple of examples to help you get going. So less sales, returns, and allowances. So we had actually a discussion question about this where we talked about discounts and returns and things like that and how good they are for companies. Well, those obviously are going to decrease your sales. So you've got to go through and you've got to look for that. And as you'll go through, you're going to find the returns and allowances, which you will account for, the $8,400. That $8,400 is found right below sales on your statement there. So we enter that. That gives you $1,101,900. So that's your number right here. As you can see, it's starting to populate all of your numbers right here. So as you go through and add all of these things in, that number is going to change. So as a reward for listening, I will give you a clue. This number right here is adding up and it's going to be constantly changing. So for example, if I put $500 in here, that's not 500, but you can see that it changed. So the formulas help you out. This number right here in cell I-23 when you're done should be $649,090. So you're going to want to go through and you're going to want to figure all of that out. So let's go over here and we're going to work on one of your expenses. So you have your warehouse expenses. You'll go through and you'll find all of those. You're going to have your warehouse wage expenses, which is $108,600. You're going to have your warehouse supplies expenses, which is $5,800. And as you can see, the formula here keeps adding up for you. Then you'll have your depreciation for your warehouse, which is $3,400. So your total expenses for warehouse is $117,800. As you can see, this is adding up all of your expenses to get your income, or your net income, or your income from operations. You're going to have your income minus all of your expenses. So right here, you had 1.1 in income. We're taking that out, so now you're down to your net income of $984,000. So you're going to have to add all of those. And then I've given you a clue in this box right here that your net income by the time you're done should be $144,870. I've linked your statements of owner equity to try to show you how it feeds in. It's kind of an extra step, probably a little bit more than I should give, but I want to make sure that you're understanding this. So you're going to have your net income from the year. And one of the key things to remember as you're going through something that a couple people had missed before, if there is a box that has a dash and a dollar sign, that's where the number goes. So please put it in there. So when you're entering your expenses, like we could have entered it right here, but if I entered numbers here, so 1, 1, 1, see that doesn't add up to 3. You need to be sure to enter in the right cells, and the right cells are ones that have the dollar signs. So here, 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 which will add over to here, and so on. So that will feed into that. That's going to give you your amount right there. That should be $401,090 when you're done. Then you're going to get to your balance sheet. So your balance sheet, remember with accounting, I said you weren't going to have to do necessarily debits and credits, but remember on your balance sheet, the name of the sheet is the balance sheet, so it has to balance. So your total assets, right here I gave you a clue, total assets are $510,390. So for the accounting equation, to get your final number for the liabilities and owner equity, this is going to be a tip, which is right down here. I've linked a bunch of cells for you. Those should balance. Assets equals liabilities and owner's equity as you go through. So as you plug everything in, this is going to be $510,390. What do you think that should be? $510,390 because they have to balance. So this is a pretty straightforward problem. It's just time consuming, and it'll take you a little bit. Don't get frustrated as you go through if you have to tweak some numbers to get that. If you have any questions as you're going along and you want to spot check and say, hey, what should my total current liabilities be? Shoot me an email. I'd be glad to give you a check figure as you're going along. I don't want to go through here and give them all to you because I want you to kind of figure it out because that's how we learn. But it is a fun problem, and it does build on a lot of what we've done in the past. So hopefully this template will really help you out. If you have any questions, let me know. And again, please get that homework in the past. I know there's been a student who has been getting some help at school, which has been phenomenal because some people learn better visually. You know, I like to see things visually, so I like doing these videos because hopefully they help you out. If you need to, at your location, we can see if there's somebody there that could help you out as well this last week. It's getting to crunch time, so we need to know that within the next day or two. So you can reach out to your program director or me. So again, good luck, and I want to thank you for the class and the participation. I've had a lot of fun teaching it. Hopefully you guys have all gotten something out of it, and I look forward to seeing you in future classes down the road. Thanks.